Like the video and subscribe to our channel right now and get 1 week of amazing luck. As you may already be aware, flying is a very safe means of transportation, but it can still make you nervous, especially after watching such thrilling films. Do not be scared. Although if the tricks you are about to witness were created by skilled pilots, some of the videos may still spook you. Our team has compiled some of the largest, quickest, and 15 most incredible aviation moments ever captured on camera as of today. Your upcoming flight will undoubtedly be more enjoyable. Number 15. Aircraft carrier. Yes, you heard correctly, an aircraft with space for another aircraft to be carried on board. Look at the tiny plane flying next to it. It seems like a mother and baby plane flying together. Number 14. Emergency sea landing. On a beach, this pilot made the decision to impress his lady partner by making a water landing. Quite dangerous, yet everyone is safe, so I assume it's a pilot day. It appears to be an emergency sea landing. Number 13. Crazy landing. You can see many rough airplane landing videos on the internet, but this one is the most terrifying and breathtaking according to me. Look at that crazy landing. People standing in front of the plane could be easily smashed if they wouldn't bend down. Shout out to those lucky shots who saw it in real life. Number 12. Falling short. At certain mistake points, pilots are forced to approach the runway, usually low and frequently just above the heads of excited but frequently terrified spectators. Watch the sleeker Airbus A321neo approach and land on runway A1 at Skiathos Airport after a noticeably shallow approach. The jet blast from the plane's engine pummeled everything in its path with dirt as it soared so perilously close to spotters and spectators that the landing gear was only a few inches away. For me personally, this is a little too near for comfort. Number 11. Premature ejection. A Russian fighter pilot recently nearly avoided death after being forced to eject from his aircraft seconds before it burst into a fiery ball of flames, capturing the attention of the entire globe. First-person footage of the entire dramatic incident was recorded and afterward broadcast on the well-liked Russian fighter-bomber Telegram channel, gripping spectators to the edge of their seats. Even though the incident was startling, many important facts about it are still unknown. It is unclear when and where the incident occurred, and there is conjecture that the jet may have been hit by Ukrainian forces. Even though it hasn't been verified, the world waits impatiently to hear more about this shocking incident and its effects on international relations as the investigation goes on. Number 10. Medical helicopter crashes. In this breathtaking footage, a helicopter carrying a donated human heart crashes onto the roof of Keck Hospital in Los Angeles. Thank goodness, none of the 3 chopper passengers were seriously hurt while trying to flee. The Los Angeles Fire Department's rescue squad utilized the jaws of life to extract the heart from the debris following the collision. When the medical professional received the organ, he or she slipped and dropped it, but fortunately, the heart was unscathed. Despite the messy series of events, the heart transplant was successful, and the hospital later acknowledged that it saved a life. Number 9. Black Hawk Down. A well-known helicopter that isn't robust and reliable is the Sikorsky Black Hawk. Even though it's a fantastic helicopter, issues might still arise, as was the case on the 15th of July 2021, during a routine practice flight over Bucharest, Romania. As there was nowhere close to land, the pilot decided to land on a busy highway because the helicopter's transmission issue required them to land immediately. Although it was a stressful moment, the pilot's quick thinking prevented a terrible consequence. The pilot was skilled and managed to land the helicopter safely on the roadway. The helicopter did, however, knock down 2 lamps when it landed. Fortunately, no one was wounded. It was incredible that the helicopter landed safely with no injuries. Number 8. Lightning strike. Even while big passenger aircraft, in particular, are designed to survive lightning strikes, there have nonetheless been several instances of planes being forced to land or even crash following a very strong lightning strike, frequently to the horror of everyone on board. Thankfully, this jet was grounded when it was struck by lightning. When lightning unexpectedly struck this plane's tail as ground technicians were working on it, everyone in the area ran for shelter. Since everything transpired so quickly, you might have overlooked a few crucial particulars in this case. Check the plane's near nose, at the front landing gear, where you can plainly see lightning strike the metal supports of the landing gear, then strike a nearby manhole cover, sending it flying into the air. It's a good thing this jet was on the ground, since damage from such a powerful lightning hit would undoubtedly be significant, if not disastrous. Number 7. Giant of the skies. The AN-225 Antonov. The Soviet Union created a stunning engineering feat in the 1980s for an enormous cargo freight aircraft. It was intended to be a larger version of another cargo jet from the same era, the AN-124. The Azanov AN-225 was intended to transport additional substantial cargo as well as the Soviet Union's space shuttle, but for some reason, only one was ever constructed. Despite having powerful capabilities, the Antonov 225 only sometimes took to the skies and was never fully utilized. However, a witness caught a breathtaking video of one of its final landings in January 2022 as it cut through the clouds on approach. It's almost weird how it simply emerges from the clouds before vanishing back into them shortly after. Even the clouds themselves have a clear cutout that reveals the brilliant blue sky above. But disaster occurred in February 2022 when Russia blew up the one and only Antonov AN-225. The airplane was said to have been destroyed by grass, which was a terrible end for such an amazing machine. Number 6. Landing on a busy road. State Trooper Clint Thompson from Washington experienced an unanticipated traffic stop. While performing his duties, he noticed a small aircraft making a descent onto Pacific Avenue in Pierce County, Washington, a popular area. He quickly activated his flashing lights and followed the plane. With the help of the trooper, the pilot David Ackman was able to safely land the aircraft on the road without incident despite experiencing a significant power failure and having trouble selecting a suitable landing location. Number 5. Fighter ballet. Show this video of two incredibly skilled Russian fighter pilots in their MiG-29 fighter jets to anyone who claims that flying combat jets is not the same as ballet and ask them if they are not watching the ballet. These pilots showed remarkable control and expertise over their vehicles, which allowed them to pull off crazy maneuvers like hovering just a few feet above the ground while pointing their noses upward. The highest jet nearly touched the ground when one of them flew so close to the runway, but these men aren't simply pulling this trick for the sake of it. They are actually demonstrating the MiG-29's renowned vector thrust capabilities, without which it would be impossible to perform this breathtaking sky ballet. Number 4. Delivered delayed. Not only do passenger planes struggle to land because they are constantly filled to the maximum, but freight planes are frequently even more challenging. An awful landing by a DHL cargo plane in Costa Rica serves as a prime example. The plane made a smooth landing, but after swerving sideways on the runway, it crashed. Fortunately, no one was critically harmed in the collision, but there were undoubtedly some delays in some customers receiving their products because the impact was so strong that the plane virtually split in half. Some of them probably didn't arrive in one piece as well. Number 3. Pilots show off. Helicopter pilots are a breed of their own. I mean, you really need to have mad skills and a lot of training just to get one of those things off the ground. This Black Hawk helicopter's pilot, however, was a little too confident in his abilities as he flew it so low that the blades actually touched the water surface. Of course, this reckless stunt had a price. The helicopter, you guessed it, suffered substantial rotor damage, necessitating an emergency landing. I'd like to assume that this prank cost the pilot his license. Number 2. Landing sideways. Ask any seasoned commercial pilot, and they will tell you that landing at Madeira Airport is always an exciting adventure. Due to its location, it is regarded as one of the world's most dangerous airports. Dara frequently has terrible weather, which makes takeoff and landing quite difficult. In fact, not all pilots are allowed to land there. This video amply demonstrates the level of expertise a pilot should have when navigating this airport. Strong crosswinds prompted the pilot to land his jet at an angle. He simply straightened it out once it touched the tarmac. Hats go to the captain, since doing this act safely requires a pilot with excellent ability. Number 1. 90-degree descent. We begin with this enormous Airbus performing a steep, nearly 90-degree descent. For a brief period, it appears as though the plane is headed directly for the planet, yet it aligns up and ascends with equal ease. The public's response suggests that everything went according to plan.